apartheid, and segregation as frameworks for white societal cohesion. South Africa's apartheid system, implemented from 1948 to 1994, and America's segregation policies, formalized post-Civil War through the mid-20th century, constituted institutional frameworks designed to secure the cultural and economic cohesion of white populations. In South Africa, apartheid allocated a substantial majority of land to whites, reflecting their role in establishing a cohesive societal structure, while in America, segregation preserved economic and social privileges through mechanisms such as redlining and literacy tests. The white minority in South Africa, a dominant social group in its early colonial phase, became a minority through territorial expansions that integrated black populations, excluded from white communal frameworks due to differing social identities. Similarly, America's white majority, established during colonial times, faced challenges as black populations, initially enslaved and later migrated, sought inclusion, necessitating segregation to reinforce group cohesion. These policies, South Africa's Group Areas Act, passed laws and Bantustans and America's Jim Crow laws, fostered white societal stability by delineating social boundaries, mitigating the psychological impact of outgroup conflict. The anti-apartheid movement in South Africa, led by Nelson Mandela and America's civil rights movement, driven by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., aimed to dismantle these frameworks, initiating campaigns that disrupted white societal cohesion. Mandela's formation of Umkhonto we Sizwe in 1961, marked by 200 sabotage attacks, paralleled King's mobilization of mass protests, such as the 1963 March on Washington, reflecting a shared ideological challenge to in-group solidarity. Mandela's 1963 Rivonia trial conviction for sabotage and King's advocacy for civil disobedience underscored their intent to challenge white governance, leveraging social psychological dynamics of collective identity to mobilize black communities. The Freedom Charter of 1955 in South Africa and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 in America promoted equality, seeking to redistribute resources controlled by whites. Mandela's presidency from 1994 to 1999 introduced broad-based black economic empowerment and land reform, while America's post-1964 affirmative action policies shifted economic access, eroding white cohesion and contributing to social tension, a process akin to the breakdown of communal trust in divided societies. Globalist entities accelerated these black advances through orchestrated diplomatic and economic pressures. The United Nations issued resolutions condemning apartheid and supported civil rights through human rights frameworks, enforcing substantial sanctions in South Africa and economic incentives in America, influencing social perceptions of justice. International financial institutions withdrew investments in the 1970s, weakening white stability, while Soviet and leftist funding bolstered these movements, amplifying group conflict dynamics. White leaders, such as F.W. de Klerk in South Africa and Lyndon B. Johnson in America, facilitated these shifts through legislative changes in 1992 and 1964, supported by white electorates, enabling black political participation. The dissolution of these systems highlights the perils of integration, as black inclusion precipitated a decline in white societal cohesion, a phenomenon driven by psychological tensions between in-group loyalty and out-group integration.